Nature of memory. Human memory involves the ability to both preserve and recover information. This is not a flawless process. Sometimes people forget or misremember things, and in some other times, information is not properly encoded in the memory. Let's see how the memories are formed. Before going to the details, please remember to subscribe this channel. Please do watch other videos in this channel and share it with students and those who love learning psychology. Thank you. So what are the stages of memory? Memory is a complex process. It involves multiple brain regions, neurotransmitters, and other physiological mechanisms. Memory is the process by which we encode, store, and retrieve information. It is a fundamental aspect of human cognition, and it allows us to learn from the past experience, retain the important information, and adapt to our environment. The process of memory can be divided into three stages: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Let's see three of the stages in detail. First stage is encoding. What is encoding? It is the process of taking incoming information and then converting it into a form that can be stored in the brain. So first the information comes, then it is converted into a form that can be stored in the brain. This stage is influenced by several things like attention, meaning, and relevance. That is, we memorize things that caught our attention. Sometimes if it holds meaning for us, then it will be memorized, and the relevance of the thing we see. And this is the stage that the memories are first formed. Consider the example that you are trying to learn the names of the 7 dwarfs in the Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. The names are Dog, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, Dopey, and Sneezy. The first step in the encoding process is what? You need to pay attention to the information. In this case, you are actively trying to learn the name of the 7 dwarfs. So you are paying close attention to the names. Then you will process the information. First you will give attention, then you will process the information and give it a meaning. For example, you might associate each dwarf's name with their personality traits. For example, the dog is a wise dwarf. Grumpy is always in a bad mood. And Happy is always joyful, etc. Finally, you would store the information in your memory. In this case, you would store the name and their associated personality traits. So that is encoding. Then comes storage. It refers to the process of retaining the information over time. This can occur in both short-term and long-term memory stores. The short-term memory is thought to be a transient and limited capacity store. The long-term memory is thought to have virtually unlimited capacity. That is, in short-term memory storage, the memory is stored for a short period of time, and in long-term memory, it is stored for a long period of time. Consider the same example. You have learned the name of 7 dwarfs. Once the information has been encoded and processed, it can then be stored in the memory. The name of the 7 dwarfs will be initially stored in the short-term memory. This is a limited capacity memory store, and it can hold the information for a few seconds to a minute. If you continue to actively use and think about the name of the 7 dwarfs, then what happens? Then it is transferred to the long-term memory. In long-term memory, the information can be stored for a very longer period of time. It is virtually unlimited store of information that can be lost for minutes, days, or even a lifetime. So first stage, the information is encoded, and in the second stage, it is stored. The third stage in memory process is the retrieval. So first was encoding, then comes the storage, and then now retrieval. It is the process of accessing information that has been stored in memory. This can be influenced, that is, the retrieval can be influenced by various factors such as the strength of the memory trace, the context in which the information was encoded, and the state of the person, like the level of arousal, mood of the person, etc. For example, you have encoded and stored the name of 7 dwarfs. Now you are trying to recall the names. If the information is stored in your long-term memory, it should be relatively easy to recall. If you have been thinking about the names of the 7 dwarfs frequently, they should be easily retrieved from your memory. If the information is not immediately retrieved, you might use various retrieval strategies to help bring it to the mind, like thinking about the personality traits of the dwarf. While encoding, you used the personality trait. So it will help you to easily recall what you are stored in your memory. So that is retrieval stage. Now let's have a quick recap on what we have learned. We have learned the stages of memory process: encoding, storage, and retrieval. The information comes, it is processed and then stored in the memory, and then the stored information is then recalled. These 3 stages, the encoding, storage, and retrieval, they are not isolated. They are closely interconnected stages, and the information flows between and among them. The process of memory is dynamic and constantly changing. That is, new information is added and the old information being forgotten or it is modified. So it is a continuous and a dynamic process. Hope you like this video. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you and keep smiling.